Kenya is at crossroads. Kenya is at crossroads because nothing seems to be working in Kenya. You ask anybody who has visited hospital this morning, this afternoon, they'll tell you it's not working. Education sector is not working. Lecturers are on strike. I'm a lecturer as well. That's my profession. You look at the infrastructure in this country, it's not working. Public services is not working. So we are here to answer the question, why is it not working? There's nothing working in Kenya because those politicians you have employed do not consume public services. They do not have SHA. The entire executive, led by the president, are not on SHA. So how can SHA work when the consumers are not consuming SHA? The judiciary, if you ask, tell me even Chief Justice, they are not on SHA. If they are on SHA, let them present their SHA number. If you go even to the parliament, parliament is not on SHA. And I can tell you, parliament are getting 10 million shillings per MP for their health care. Some of them, just their teeth is insured to an amount of 450,000 per year. Yet Kenyans, even their heart is not insured. So it's not working because the people who should make it work are not consuming that product. Education sector is not working because the families of those politicians you employ don't consume public education. They educate their children in a country like Australia, like the current CS of education of Treasury, the daughter graduated in Australia. Now, how can he write a check to capitation in a secondary school who does not believe in a Kenyan education system and he sends their children to study in Australia? There's a governor who gave birth outside the country. And that is why it is not working. It will start working when they are consuming the same services and products. Secondly, infrastructure is not working. Because of what? They take public money to buy four-wheel drive that can pass through a mtaro. So why can't they fix a road if they have a means to pass through a mtaro? When in this our government under Evolve, it will become illegal to use public money to buy private services and consume and leave Kenyans languishing in public services which do not work. The second reason why we are presenting ourselves before you Kenyans is that there is no decent living for Kenyans. There is no decent living in Kenyans because we have politicians who do politics but don't do governance. Governance ni nini? Politics is to get power. But governance is to use power to serve the people of Kenya. Use power to bring healthcare, bring education, be able to bring for guys self-services, register lands, ensure people have passports and IDs. They use politics to earn themselves a fortune. They don't use politics to do governance to offer people solutions. And before I end, I want to say that Kenya is still operating as if we're in the 4th BC, when Jesus fed 5,000 with 5 fish and 2 loaves. They are only feeding 5,000. Every president comes in, brings his 5,000, feeds them, and goes. The first president fed the 5,000. Moi akasema nitafuata nyayo, akafeed 5,000. Then the third president fed 5,000. They don't know that in the 21st century, now we have 56 million Kenyans. If Jesus was here, angefeed 56 million, not 5,000. We are here to evolve from feeding 5,000 to 56 million Kenyans. Because everyone else is hungry, only politicians are happy. And I want to say that because of that, we have discovered there's one single problem that if you solve, everybody will be happy. And that is decent job for everybody. A woman whom I met on Saturday in Kibra told me a very painful story. He had a son who received a phone call that his brother had died in UAE for working kazi maju. In UAE is a maid. And they have no passport to go to UAE to see their brother who is dead there. They don't have fare to go there. Like when you go to UAE, you go to something worse than prison. Hata watu kwa jela huanga wanatembelewa. We uko UAE, huwezi tembelewa, huwezi fikiwa, unakufa huko, hakuna pesa kuregesha, alafu serikali nasema kazi majuu. Our most important policy in Evolve will be about economy that will produce job for everyone. So Kenyans can do anything with what they want. And because this is a team, I want to invite Robert Chege just to illustrate to you how important it is to create a decent job for every Kenyan.